Good morning. Thank you for joining this morning's daily webinar where we go over your questions and go over certain topics. Today we're going to talk about how to open a Roth Solo 401k through my Solo 401k Financial, whereby you can use Fidelity investments to hold the Roth Solo 401k funds. As you may know, Fidelity currently does not offer a Roth Solo 401k plan, but they do offer brokerage accounts that they call investment-only non-prototype brokerage accounts to hold Roth Solo 401k funds for a plan provided by my Solo 401k Financial, whose plan documents allow for not only making Roth Solo 401k contributions, whether employee or employer Roth Solo 401k contributions, but also voluntary after-tax Solo 401k contributions as part of the Mega Backdoor Roth Solo 401k, in addition to the pre-tax Solo 401k funds. As always, you can follow the conversation on our community, which is my solo401k.net/my community, where we have over 31,000 members. It's free to join. Members are constantly posting on the forum, and we're constantly replying. So feel free to post. And again, it's free to join, whether you're a client or not, or a prospective client. All are welcome. As always, today's webinar is for informational purposes. We're not providing tax or legal or financial advice, nor are we soliciting investments. Okay, so again, today we're going to talk about how to open up a Roth Solo 401k using Fidelity investments. Of course, before you can move forward in opening a Roth Solo 401k plan, you first have to be eligible. Therefore, let's talk about the Solo 401k eligibility requirements first. So in order to open a Solo 401k plan that also allows for pre-tax contributions, Roth Solo 401k contributions, and voluntary after-tax Solo 401k contributions, where you use my Solo 401k Financial as the plan document provider, and you use Fidelity investments to hold the funds, including the Roth Solo 401k funds, is you need to be self-employed, which means that you are an owner in your business and an employee in the business, and that your business does not employ any non-owner full-time W-2 employees who work 1,000 hours or more. Your spouse can participate in the plan as well if he or she is also working in the same self-employed business. Also, you may have a 401k already through your daytime employer. Well, you can also open a Solo 401k plan for your self-employed business if you are also self-employed, resulting in having two separate plans: the traditional full-time employer 401k and then the self-employed Solo 401k plan that allows for Roth Solo 401k contributions, for instance. The great thing about the Roth Solo 401k plan that we provide, where you can use Fidelity investments to hold those Roth Solo 401k funds, is that it allows you to not only make those Roth Solo 401k contributions, but both spouses can participate in the plan. So it's just one plan. So you're both covered in our annual fee. You would have separate investment-only non-prototype brokerage accounts at Fidelity to hold your Roth Solo 401k funds. These slides here is an example of a one participant plan and a two participant plan. So let's say that both spouses are participating in the same Solo 401k plan. you use Fidelity Investments to hold the funds. This would encompass having a total of 6 separate brokerage accounts at Fidelity, one for each participant. So a pre-tax bucket, a Roth bucket, and a voluntary after-tax bucket. So 6 brokerage accounts, 1 plan, 3 for each participant if we're talking about both spouses are participating in the same plan, since they're both self-employed in the same business. The other slide's an example. If it's just one participant in the plan, that would mean 3 separate brokerage accounts. One to hold the pre-tax solo 401k funds at Fidelity Investments. The second one to hold the Roth solo 401k funds at Fidelity Investments. And the third one to hold the voluntary after-tax solo 401k funds at Fidelity Investments as well. So the advantages of these separate sources, holding accounts, is that you can decide to just make Roth solo 401k contributions, or just voluntary after-tax solo 401k contributions, or you can solely make pre-tax traditional solo 401k contributions, or you can do a combination of the 3. So obviously, when you make them as a pre-tax solo 401k contribution, that's going to be tax deductible for the year. So it'll reduce your taxable income and it'll grow tax deferred. Of course, from a planning perspective, you are going to have to take required minimum distributions from that pre-tax solo 401k. And then if you decide to make Roth solo 401k contributions, again, using Fidelity Investments to hold the funds, you can make those Roth solo 401k contributions with after-tax funds, so you don't get a tax deduction now, but you trade that for tax-free growth, since Roth solo 401k funds grow tax-free. And also, resulting from Secure Act 2.0, Roth solo 401k funds are no longer subject to required minimum distributions. So that's one advantage of the Roth solo 401k over the pre-tax solo 401k, is that it's now subject to required minimum distributions. Of course, you can do the make a backdoor Roth solo 401k as well, where you make voluntary after-tax contributions. For instance, for 2025 contribution limits, you can choose to solely make voluntary after-tax contributions and forego making Roth and pre-tax. So you could make the entire overall contribution limit of $70,000 to the voluntary after-tax solo 401k in that brokerage account over at Fidelity Investments. That would be the maximum contribution for the entire plan for the year. Then turn around and convert that over to the Roth solo 401k plan, or to a Roth IRA at Fidelity. You get to choose. You can also do the super catch-up contribution. That would go into the Roth solo 401k, or you can put it into the pre-tax solo 401k. But since we're talking about Roth solo 401k plans and using Fidelity Investments to hold those funds, you could do the super catch-up contribution of $11,250 to that Roth solo 401k brokerage account at Fidelity. If you're age 60, 61, 62, or 63, you qualify for that increased catch-up amount of $11,250 starting in tax year 2025. If you're under age 60, but you're age 50 or older, you could instead do the catch-up contribution amount of $7,500. Because again, the catch-up is $7,500 unless you're age 60, 61, 62, or 63, then it increases to $11,250. And whether it's the $7,500 catch-up figure or the $11,250 catch-up figure, you can deposit that directly into that Roth solo 401k brokerage account at Fidelity Investments. Okay, let's keep moving on here. So here's a features comparison of the Roth solo 401k plan offered by my solo 401k financial, where you can use Fidelity Investments to hold those Roth solo 401k funds. because as you know, Fidelity offers their own solo 401k plan, but it currently does not allow for Roth solo 401k contributions or even for voluntary after-tax solo 401k contribution. This chart here compares that. So it compares the Fidelity solo 401k with my solo 401k financial self-directed Roth solo 401k, where you can use Fidelity investments to hold the funds. So yes, even though Fidelity Investments offers their own solo 401k, they do provide what they refer to as investment-only non-prototype brokerage accounts for the Roth solo 401k plan offered by my solo 401k financial. So with the Fidelity solo 401k, you can now make Roth solo 401k contributions, but you can with the Roth solo 401k from my solo 401k financial. And my solo 401k financial also allows for in-plan conversions. So if you make a voluntary after-tax solo 401k contribution, you can convert that to the Roth solo 401k. Same thing with pre-tax solo 401k contributions. You can make those and then convert them to the Roth solo 401k plan. We'll also include the $1,500 auto contribution credit with the Roth solo 401k plan provided for my solo 401k financial. That's where you can take your business gets a $500 deduction for 3 consecutive years for a total of $1,500. So the government is subsidizing the self-employed solo 401k plan fees for the foreseeable future by having this auto contribution solo 401k credit built into the plan, whereas the Fidelity solo 401k plan does not offer that, but my solo 401k financial plan does. And you'll be able to take that $500 deduction per year by filing Form 8881, and we'll provide the necessary information for you to do that. And the plan will be drafted along with the applicable forms so that your plan has that auto contribution feature. Of course, you can borrow from the Roth solo 401k plan offered by my solo 401k financial. So when you use Fidelity Investments for the Roth solo 401k funds for the plan offered by my solo 401k financial, you're going to be able to borrow from that Roth solo 401k through a participant loan, where you can borrow 50% of the balance not to exceed $50,000. You pay the funds back to that Roth solo 401k so that they gross tax free. So here's this slide here gives you a good breakdown of the steps involved in utilizing a Roth solo 401k from my solo 401k financial, and then using Fidelity Investments to hold those Roth solo 401k funds. So you will work with us in creating that solo 401k plan, which encompasses the adoption agreement, trust agreement, basic plan document, and many other forms for establishing the plan. And then we'll proceed to account setup, where we go ahead and shepherd you in opening up the brokerage accounts over at Fidelity Investments for the Roth solo 401k plan, and that can be done online. So you'll be able to open up those Roth solo 401k brokerage accounts at Fidelity online once you've adopted that Roth solo 401k plan with my solo 401k financial. And then after that, you'll be able to make contributions to that Roth solo 401k plan by either linking it to your business or personal bank account and make the contributions electronically via ACH. The linking occurs at your bank through that brokerage account at Fidelity, or you can set up payroll through a payroll provider like Gusto, and we'll shepherd you through that process. And then after that, you can make your Roth solo 401k contributions or voluntary after-tax solo 401k contributions into those Fidelity Investments non-prototype investment-only brokerage accounts, and then we'll shepherd you through converting voluntary after-tax solo 401k contributions to the Roth solo 401k as part of the mega backdoor Roth solo 401k. Also, regarding compliance requirements, my solo 401k financial will take care of the Roth solo 401k Fidelity Investments brokerage accounts compliance. So when you have a Roth Solo 401k from my Solo 401k Financial and use Fidelity Investments to hold those funds, we do offer Form 5500 Easy compliance preparation as well as Form 1099R compliance preparation. So make sure you communicate with us on a timely basis so that we can assist with these returns, which are covered it's covered in our annual fee. So we don't charge extra for providing these additional compliance items, reporting for those who timely requested. Now, if you also have an existing solo 401k plan already at Fidelity Investments, and you're looking to convert that over to a solo 401k from my solo 401k Financial so that you can make Roth solo 401k contributions as well as voluntary after-tax solo 401k contributions, we can do that. That's known as a restatement. We probably process easily over 10 restatements a month from existing solo 401k plans at Fidelity. And you'll be able to use Fidelity Investments for the new brokerage accounts for the My Solo 401k Financial Solo 401k plan. So we would help you open up a Roth Solo 401k brokerage account, a pre-tax Solo 401k brokerage account, and a pre-tax voluntary after-tax Solo 401k brokerage account at Fidelity. And then we would help you to transfer that existing Fidelity Investment Solo 401k, including equities and cash, to the new My Solo 401k Financial Solo 401k plan, so that now you're going to have a self-directed solo 401k plan that allows you to make all these contribution types, including Roth Solo 401k contributions. And it's not going to be a taxable event or a reportable event when you restate from an existing solo 401k at Fidelity to a My Solo 401k Financial Solo 401k plan. We will again help you open up those new brokerage accounts, obtain the EIN number for the new Solo 401k plan, and assist with the ongoing reporting requirements, including Form 5500 Easy and Form 1099R. So that's how the Fidelity Roth Solo 401k works when you use a company like My Solo 401k Financial. That being said, thank you for joining this morning's presentation. We are going to be live again here at 1 p.m. Pacific time. We go live every day, twice a day, once in the morning at 10 a.m. Pacific time, and a second time at 1 p.m. Pacific time. That being said, have a good rest of the day. We'll see you a little bit later.